Hello, I'm Sal Davison. I'm a member of the Workers' Co-op Humble Grove, and we make video games. You can read the written version of this video on Patreon for free. Late last year, we announced that we had decided to put our upcoming project, Twilight Array, on ice and redirect our focus onto a smaller project. We've been transparent about our lack of funding, a major part of our decision to leave behind 3D games engines for the time being, focusing instead on our core storytelling skills through 2D art, audio, and elegantly branching text. We decided to use the universe we had already built for Twilight Array as a launchpad for a very different story. During our world building sessions, Beck and I used the tabletop RPG Microscope to aid us in creating a timeline. We kept coming back to a particular faction, Riggers More, a trade union that played a significant role in organizing various minds across the space-age diaspora. We wanted to tell just one of those stories. Project Canary takes place on a planet at the human race's furthest reaches into space. Deep underneath the surface, workers, each in their personal mechanical rigs, tunnel in search of a rare and valuable ore. You play as the Canary, a young miner whose job takes them into the deepest reaches of the mine. They're a shy and quiet person, but when a strike looms, they're thrust into the middle of the action as tensions rise. The Canary's loyalty to their friends, their family, and themselves will pull them in different directions. It's up to you to decide where their allegiances lie. For the moment, the project title is Project Canary, but fret not, we'll have a better name before we announce the game proper. After grappling with the ordeal of switching from Unity to Unreal, we're now working in Narrat, a narrative game engine. After our most recent member, Poppy, used Narrat to make her game Lovely Lady RPG, Beck and I decided we wanted to get in on the action. Project Canary will essentially be taking the form of a visual novel, but with heavy emphasis on choice and branching story. So perhaps some sort of visual novel come RPG. This time around, we're putting text first. I started by creating characters and outlining a 3-act structure, which Beck then began adapting and took on the role of lead writer, with me as creative lead. We're close to completing the first pass on Act 1, which is currently sitting at just over 50k words, and already surpassing No Longer Home's word count. It's helpful to outline your plot, but you have to be open to reworking or scrapping ideas. We're going for a character-driven narrative, and we don't want characters behaving in unnatural ways simply to match the plot we've already written. Instead, we have to let ourselves be guided by characters, letting them surprise us in ways we wouldn't have seen coming before we'd gotten to know them. Even with this text-led approach, we still have a strong vision for the game's visuals and soundtrack, intending to sensitively support the story. We're going back to our pre-video game roots in drawing. I studied illustration at university, and I'm excited about it becoming a more active part of my artistic practice once more. I've begun drawing character portraits with charcoal and chalk, and Beck has been drawing contextual pieces that appear in the panels over the screen. Our plans for the soundtrack are to record our own in-house arrangements for a selection of mostly British and Irish folk tunes. We remain inspired by CRPG masterpiece Disco Elysium, as well as the works of John Steinbeck, Frank Auerbach's charcoal portraits, and for our soundtrack, particularly the band Leverette's beautiful folk tune arrangements. We'll leave it there for now. This isn't really an announcement after all. We've got no teaser trailer or release date to boast just yet. We're excited to reveal more in time. If you're a Patreon supporter, you can expect more posts and videos about Project Canary and Twilight Array in the near future. If you're not a supporter, please consider it. As a small independent studio, it makes a huge difference. Thanks for watching.